Autumn has arrived early this year, a subtle chill in the air, leaves turning ahead of time, and the corridors of Jewish General Hospital quietly bracing for what is to come. The decision came with little fanfare but deep significance. The hospital has reinstated its mask mandate for all clinical areas. Patients, visitors, staff, all will once again don face masks as an early wave of influenza and respiratory viruses creeps into the community. It isn't an act of panic. Rather, it is an act of anticipation. The hospital's leadership calls it preemptive, prudent, respectful of the vulnerable. The throes of the pandemic may have receded into memory, yet the lessons remain fresh. Viruses don't wait for schedules. They strike when they will. In the main lobby, the change is visible. At reception, a stack of blue surgical masks lies ready. A visitor pauses, hesitates, then lifts the mask and loops it over ears. Staff members in crisp scrubs pass by, heads bowed slightly, their masks a quiet uniform of vigilance. The hum of the heating vent system is joined by the gentle rustle of people adjusting their masks, checking fit, discreetly pinching the bridge of the nose. Inside the wards and treatment rooms, the atmosphere is heavier. The slight muffling of voices behind masks. The sight of patients, many older or immunocompromised, looking up with a mixture of relief and uncertainty. The staff exchange glances. Not one of them is thrilled about adding another layer of protection, yet all agree. It makes sense. "Better safe than sorry," says one nurse, as she sanitizes her hands before entering the room. "If flu, RSV, or whatever virus is early this year, we'll want to stay ahead." Her statement echoes findings from recent studies. One investigation found that viral agents increased significantly in the period without a mask mandate compared to when masks were required. While this hospital is not citing that study explicitly, its decision seems aligned with that evidence. The decision is more than policy. It is a statement of collective care. One of the patients, an elderly man on a ward, comments, "I appreciate that they're doing this. I don't want to be the one bringing home something to my granddaughter." The mask on his face seems less a barrier than a silent hug, the hospital saying, "We see you, we're easing the risk." Walking the corridors, one senses a subtle shift in rhythm. No fanfare or announcements, but the change is embedded in everything. The extra signage reminding people to wear a mask if they have symptoms, the visitor desk asking gently but firmly, "Would you put on a mask for the visit?" The common areas remain less uniform. In the cafeteria, someone eats without a mask. The mandate applies in clinical areas. But that boundary itself speaks. This early flu season is the backdrop. The usual timetable appears disrupted. Influenza, RSV, and other respiratory viruses appear to be stirring ahead of the expected schedule. Hospitals elsewhere have reinstated mask policies for this reason. For example, one health system required masks when respiratory virus activity rose to a defined threshold. The Jewish General Hospital, though, is acting even earlier, choosing not to wait for numbers to surge. And so, the mask mandate becomes a metaphor. It is a bridge between the hospital's mission and the risk outside. In here, we commit to protection. Out there, you return to your life, but we hope you carry the same mindfulness. For staff, the change is both familiar and new. Many of them recall the intense days of the pandemic when universal masking, gowning, distancing were everyday. Now the public sense of urgency has faded, but the risk remains. A respiratory infection on the ward can knock out a vulnerable patient or cause staff shortages. The mandate is a small friction. Put on a mask, but the payoff could be large. Fewer infections, fewer complications, more capacity to care. Of course, some visitors raise eyebrows. "Are we back to full pandemic mode?" one asks at the desk. The response is gentle. "No, we're adapting. The world is different now. But viruses are viruses. And when early signs suggest they're stirring, the hospital chooses to lead rather than follow." In the treatment rooms, doctors speak more quietly into masks. Patients nod, adjusting their own masks, glancing at the doctor's face behind hers. In some ways, communication feels slower, mask muffling speech, hiding expressions, but the meaning is not lost. The gesture of safety might even deepen the trust. "I'm doing this for you, you're doing this for us." Outside, in the community, the message ripples. Local clinics see early flu cases. Pharmacies advertise flu shots. Public health bulletins remind citizens. If you feel unwell, avoid visiting vulnerable individuals. The few weeks ahead may determine whether this flu season becomes manageable or heavy. And for the hospital's administration, the mask mandate is part of a layered strategy. Vaccination campaigns, symptom screening, rapid testing, sanitation, all remain in play. The mask is not the only tool, but it is a visible one. It signals seriousness. It signals that the hospital is paying attention. In the end, the mask mandate at the Jewish General Hospital is a small act of solidarity. Between patient and caregiver, between hospital and community, between now and next month when the virus wave might crest. It says, we are together in this. We will not abandon caution because the sun still shines. We will not wait until the surge hits. We will act now. In the silence of the clinical wing, behind the masked faces, a quiet promise echoes. We will protect you. Go home, stay well, and carry the mask of awareness into the cooling air outside.